Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Salami Talk podcast. It is your boy John, aka Salami Loop, and I am here in the cut with the one and only, one of the greatest co-hosts ever from the Escape podcast. His name is Alex.
Hello, everybody. You may know me as Hat Guy, or you may not know me at all. How is everybody doing?
Hat Guy. Isn't that because you wore like that massive hat?
No, they just call me Hat Guy because I'm typically the one in a hat, and Andrew's typically the one not in a hat.
Oh, wow.
So they differentiate us by calling me Hat Guy.
You know, that's crazy because in all my videos I wear a hat. So
it's good.
We're both hat guys.
Both hat guys. Maybe I should take off the hat.
I don't know. Dude, fuck it. If you want to.
My hairline is a disaster. That's why I wear the hats.
Same.
Yeah.
I felt that, bro. It's
I got you.
Get that from my dad.
Of course.
Well, we're recording this on May 4th. Can you believe that?
Happy Star Wars Day. I should be wearing a Star Wars shirt. I'm not.
Yeah, and you're wearing a Kang.
Yeah.
Kang the Destroyer shirt.
Shout out. Oh my gosh, I forgot their name. Rush X Vintage. Vintage X Rush. There you go.
Big shirts, dude. It looks sick, bro.
It's a cool shirt.
How do you feel about Kang?
Are you asking me about the Jonathan Majors situation or just how they did him in the MCU?
How they did him in the MCU? Not the situation.
Yeah, that situation is tough. I wasn't as big of a fan of it as everybody else. And everybody else I know fucking loved it. But I thought it was fine. I think he was much better in Loki than he was in Quantumania.
Yeah, I get that because his appearance in Loki was really it blew me away.
Yep.
And then I saw him again in Quantumania and I was like, yeah, he's pretty good. I thought he was really good in Quantumania though, man. Like I thought he played the part pretty well.
Yeah, so did Andrew, my co-host, but I thought it was fine. I thought everything in Quantumania was like aggressively fine.
Okay.
Like I didn't think anything was awful, but I didn't think anything was good. Really, it was just like I give that movie a 5 out of 10. I think it's a 5 out of 10.
It was mid. It was mid.
Yep.
Yeah, mid.
Yeah.
Okay. So Star Wars.
Yeah.
We're on Star Wars.
What's your favorite Star Wars movie?
Empire Strikes Back.
Good. Yeah, that's the correct answer. What's your second favorite?
My second favorite?
Yes.
Oh boy.
This is where you could be wrong.
This is where I could be wrong.
Yep.
Okay, if I want to say my personal second favorite is going to be Revenge of the Sith.
Damn it.
I know. But the follow-up to that, because I have mixed feelings about Revenge of the Sith. Mm-hmm. Okay? I have really mixed feelings. But after that is Return of the Jedi.
Damn it.
Why? What?
You're 0 for 2 here.
I'm 0 for 2?
Yes.
What's the next one, bro?
New Hope.
New Hope?
New Hope.
You really like New Hope over Return of the Jedi?
I think that you can make the argument that New Hope is better than Empire.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't. Empire is my favorite movie of all time.
Okay.
But I have no problem with anybody that says The New Hope is the best Star Wars movie.
It's the new Star Wars movie?
It's the best Star Wars movie. I have no problem if somebody says that to me.
Well, I mean, New Hope, it came out in 1980, right?
77,
77, and it was the first Star Wars film ever created.
Yes.
It had the hype behind it.
Yes.
So I can get that.
Yep.
But I don't know, man. Empire
It's also a perfectly paced film, and it's arguably the most important movie of all time. And it's brilliant. The score is brilliant. The characters are brilliant. It's very well written, shockingly.
I will give you that.
I don't think, I saw somebody the other day say that Revenge of the Sith is their favorite Star Wars movie. Okay. And I responded to them and I told them that they were wrong. And then they proceeded to say, well, what are your favorites? And I said Empire and New Hope. And he said New Hope is boring. And I don't understand anybody that says New Hope is boring. New Hope moves. You open, you're on the Tantive 4. Leia gets captured, Vader entrance, whatever. The droids get off. The droids are in the escape pod. Then they go to Tatooine. They explain exactly everything that's going on in the universe through these 2 droids. Brilliant. Okay, then you meet Luke. Nothing with Luke is boring. Tashi Station to pick up some power converters, interesting. All this stuff with washing the droids and everything, and they're talking about the war, and he wants to get off the rock and whatever. Twin sun scene, amazing. Then you go to then you got to find R2-D2 because he escaped. That's exciting. Now they're dealing with the Tusken Raiders. The Tusken Raiders attack him. Exciting. Boom. Obi-Wan saves the day. Obi-Wan saves Luke, and then he saves C-3PO, and they save R2-D2. Then they go back to his hut. Then he's talking about the Clone Wars. Boom. What is that? That he's talking about his dad. Boom. What is that? That he's talking about Vader killed his dad. Boom. What is that? Then you're playing with the lightsaber. Boom. What is that? Right? And then all of that's going on. Then Aunt Beru and Uncle Owen are dead. And you see their skeletons. By the way, that movie's rated PG. And then it's boom, look at all this stuff going on. Then you go to the cantina.
Yeah.
One of the most iconic scenes of all time. Boom, what is that? That's every single character in that scene. And then you meet Han Solo, one of the most awesome characters of all time. You meet Chewbacca, amazing design, everything like that. And Obi-Wan, for whatever reason, everybody loves Ewan McGregor. Obi-Wan is a badass in that scene. He's talking and am I allowed to curse on this, by the way?
Yes. Yeah,
okay, great. Obi-Wan and Han are talking, and he's like, "You've never heard of the Millennium Falcon?" And then Obi-Wan's like, "Should I have?" Obi-Wan's a badass in that scene. They're negotiating everything like that. Then you get on the Falcon, and then boom, you're in Alderaan, and you're halfway through the film, and it feels like it's 15 minutes. And then everything after that is so exciting because you get the prince, you get the rescue, you get everything with the Death Star. Yeah. Alderaan gets blown away, everything like that. Grand Moff Tarkin is an amazing villain. Obviously, Darth Vader's phenomenal, and it's just great.
It is great. But with me, the reason I like Empire Strikes Back, and that's my favorite Star Wars movie.
It's my favorite movie of all time. You don't need to sell Empire.
Oh, yeah.
I love Empire. I don't have a problem with people that say New Hope is the best.
I mean, I kind of, when you explained it like that, I kind of took it in a new light because I was like, wow, like I didn't really go in depth like that with New Hope.
I just don't think that, I think that a lot of the people that, everybody that likes Revenge of the Sith are our age or younger.
Yeah, that's true.
You're 22, I'm 22.
Yes.
It's because we grew up with, I remember seeing that movie in theaters in 2005.
Yeah.
Right. Like that. Look, I love Revenge of the Sith. I love it so much. I love it more than it's a good movie because it's not a great movie, but I adore that movie.
It's not a great
movie. I absolutely adore it, but it's a bit of a disaster. And to say it's the best Star Wars movie and people act like it's the cinematic masterpiece and stuff, like it's the craziest thing in the world to me. So look, we all have a lot of nostalgia. We all love Revenge of the Sith, but you can't compare it to the two masterpieces that are New Hope and Empire.
Exactly. So, hey, guys, since we're going to shit on Revenge of the Sith or Revenge of the Sith for a while, I just want to point, what do you hate about that movie?
I can quote it.
Okay, quote what you hate about that movie. Because I have my opinions, too. I want to hear
You look so beautiful. It's only because I'm so in love. No, it's only because I'm so in love with you. So love has blinded you? Is a real, that is word for word what Padme and Anakin say on the balcony. That is a real scene from Revenge of the Sith.
Bro.
I could go more. There's so many garbage lines in Revenge of the Sith. I mean, everybody loves the fucking Mustafar fight. Do you remember how it happens? It starts with, if you're not with me, then you're my enemy.
Yep.
Only a Sith deals in absolutes. That's an absolute, Obi-Wan.
That is...
What? Also, look, we could talk about how badass that fight is for an hour, right?
Yeah.
It does go on too long. It's too long.
Yes.
When they are swinging like Tarzan and just hitting a lightsaber once, hitting each other, there's a point in that fight where Anakin and Obi-Wan are just swinging their lightsabers. They're not even hitting each other.
No, they're not.
They're just swinging. Like they're this close to each other and they're just swinging their lightsabers. Everybody talks about how goofy Book of Boba Fett is because of that guy in the finale that just does a spin for no reason. And it's like...
Is that when he's like riding the Rancor? Like, is it that scene?
No. There's like a scene with one of the guys who's got like a robot eye or something. And he just spins for no reason. And it was memed to death. But it's like... They do that in the prequels. The people that were complaining about that, their favorite Star Wars movie is Revenge of the Sith. And they do that in Revenge of the Sith. That movie's a disaster.
It is a disaster.
This is how liberty dies. With thunderous applause.
I just
Shut
rewatched
the fuck
it, dude.
up.
Shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up.
But it's my second favorite.
I love Revenge of the Sith. And there's a lot of good stuff. I think that the Darth Plagueis the Wise scene is the best scene in Star Wars. I think it's better than No, I'm Your Father. I think it's better than anything in Empire. I think it's better than anything in New Hope. I think that the Darth Plagueis the Wise scene is the best scene in Star Wars.
When they're sitting watching that weird...
The opera, yeah.
Yeah,
the opera house scene.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. Did you ever hear the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise? It's well acted. It's well written. It expands the lore. It hits every single thing.
Yeah.
Is it possible to learn this power?
Yeah, major foreshadowing.
Jedi. It's perfect. They nail it. So good.
Oh, yeah.
I wish all of Revenge of the Sith was that, but it's not.
No, it's not. I kind of thought you're right, the Mustafar fight was definitely way too long.
It's too long.
And I feel like they should have expanded the fight with Yoda and Palpatine.
You know, I'm notorious for this, but I don't think Yoda should have a lightsaber.
Is it because he's tiny?
I think it's yes. So partially because he's tiny. I think he's
I agree with you on that.
It's a handicap.
It's a handicap.
Right? It's what the fuck is he gonna do against, like, what if a giant? What if there's a giant? He's so little. What's a lightsaber going to do to a giant? So I've always said that Yoda having a lightsaber, I hate it because in Empire, he's so anti-violence.
Okay.
He's like, not this crude matter. He's like talking about, oh, don't bring your weapons in the cave and everything like that. Like he's always anti-lightsaber, and he should be so powerful that he's above it. I don't think he should use the lightsaber. But they did it in Attack of the Clones, so he has to use the lightsaber. So yes, I like that scene, and I like that it's in the Senate building. I think that's a lot of fun. Yeah. Because that's a really cool setting for a fight.
Oh, yeah.
And I like when he walks into the room and there's the 2 red guards and he just flicks them. Like that's nothing. Great. There's a lot of great stuff. And like, look, I don't want, if we're shitting on Revenge of the Sith, there's plenty of shit we can shit on that isn't what we're talking about.
Yeah.
I mean, the ending is so rushed. I hate that she's like, she lost the will to live.
That was stupid.
So dumb.
That was stupid.
So dumb. Like, and there's so many good theories that are like in-universe examples as to why she died. Okay. But that's not in the fucking film.
Yeah, they really leave you hanging.
It's really, really good to say that Palpatine drained her life force to save Anakin. That's really compelling. Yeah. Explain it in the fucking film, George. The film is already 2 hours and a half.
George just sold it out to Disney, and then we have those 3 monstrosities that came after that.
The Last Jedi is my 3rd favorite Star Wars movie.
What?
Yep.
What? Yep. Wait. You like The Last Jedi?
I think Rian Johnson understands Star Wars better than George Lucas.
Are you serious?
Yep.
Dude, I saw this on your TikTok clip, bro.
Yep.
Okay, can we please talk about this?
Of course.
How do you believe that? Okay. I think The Force Awakens was okay.
Force Awakens is fun.
Yeah.
It's gotten worse for me over the years. Like when it first came out, I loved it.
Okay.
I watched that movie 8 times in theaters.
Wow.
I was so excited that Star Wars was back, and I felt like it was really back.
Okay.
It feels like a Marvel movie, that movie. Like, it's so fun, and the jokes are really funny and everything like that. But then Last Jedi does something really unique and really new. And that's the only time I've ever been in a Star Wars movie and been shocked.
Huh.
Oh my gosh, they killed Snoke. Holy shit, that blew my fucking mind.
Yeah, Kylo Ren cut him in half.
Oh my gosh, that blew my mind that they did that they had the balls to do that. And I think it's so compelling. And I think everything that movie does is correct. Look, the Canto Bite sequence, wrong. Bad.
Yeah.
The Canto Bite sequence is bad. It's by far the worst thing in the movie. And yes, Finn should have died. Finn should have died at the end. But it's so compelling that his whole arc in The Force Awakens is he's running away from the First Order.
Yeah.
And then here he is running towards them, sacrificing himself for his friends. Brilliant. That is brilliant. It's a shame they didn't have the balls to kill him, because that would be a really, really great arc. And I think that people would still hold him as one of the better Star Wars characters if he made that sacrifice. And unfortunately, Rose, who is a poorly written character, ruined that for him. I don't think Last Jedi is a perfect movie by any stretch. And I think the gap between New Hope and Empire is huge between those 2 movies and Last Jedi. But Last Jedi, I think, is better than any other Star Wars movie. I think it's better than Return of the Jedi. I think it's better than Revenge of the Sith. I think it's the best sequel. I think it's better than all the prequels, everything like that. I just, I think that obviously it shocked me, and I think it's brilliant that Rey is nobody.
Yeah.
I think that's really, really good. Why does everybody need to be a Skywalker or a Palpatine or a Solo or this or that? Not everybody needs to be. Luke was a Luke when we met him. He was nobody,
and then we found out
and it was perfectly fucking fine.
Yep.
Right, and that's the thing. That's why I like Revenge of the Sith better than I like Return of the Jedi. I think the Return of the Jedi is a deeply, deeply flawed movie. I think it's dumb that they're brother and sister. I think it's dumb.
Yeah,
Like they clearly made that up as they went along. Mm-hmm. Like I think it's dumb, and I think that it's just something I don't like. I don't want everything to be connected.
It's weird because he kissed her.
It is weird that he kissed her.
You know, like that's.
It is weird that he fucking kissed her. And the best thing to ever come out of them being brother and sister, because nothing in the sequels or anything is good about them being brother and sister, because they literally don't have a scene together. They only have the scene in
Empire,
Last Jedi together. But he's not there. He's like a ghost. He's
he's all the way.
But so they do not have a scene together past Return of the Jedi. But I do fucking love the scene where Han is like, he's like, I hope Luke wasn't on there, and she's like, he wasn't. I could feel it, and he's like, oh, you really love him, and she's like, yeah, and he's like, I won't get in the way. She's like, he's my brother. I love that scene. That is one of my all-time favorite Star Wars scenes. So like, Like, that's the best thing to come out of them being brother and sister. But otherwise, I think it's redundant. And I think it hurts that movie. She never has a moment where she's like, oh my gosh, my father is this guy that kidnapped me, who blew up my planet and everybody I love, and is the worst person in the galaxy. There's never a moment where she's like, where she has that. And I think that hurts the movie. I think there's a ton of things wrong with that movie and that reveal and everything. So so I like Last Jedi, and everybody hates what they did to Luke, including Mark Hamill, because Mark Hamill,
how they just killed him off.
Mark
like
Hamill hates that he wasn't the center of attention and everything like that. But that's the best arc in any of the Star Wars movies, in my opinion, is Luke's arc from New Hope, from the start of New Hope to
The Last Jedi.
The Last Jedi, I think, is the best character arc in all of Star Wars. I think it's better than Vader. And Vader, I think, is the best character in all of Star Wars. But I think it's such a brilliant arc for him to be this whiny little kid that craves adventure, then go to Empire, and he craves adventure still. And so Yoda doesn't want to train him. And then he gets trained, and he feels mature enough to save his friends. And he gets his absolute ass handed to him.
Yeah.
And he gets his hand handed to him.
Yeah, he gets his hand
Literally.
cut off, bro.
And he's traumatized from that. He turns it around, becomes a badass, is entirely in control in all of Return of the Jedi.
Yes.
And now it is like 2 years removed or something like that. So he had like time to train and get better.
Yeah.
Mature.
Become a
But then
Jedi Knight.
He converts his father. He brings his father from the dark side guy ever. From being the worst dude in the galaxy, he brings his father back. And his father becomes the chosen one and everything like that. And then he goes off and tries to train Jedi, doing it the exact same way that the last generation of Jedi failed. And he fails. And he's so broken about failing. And then he doesn't want to do anything because he's so fucking depressed. He cuts himself off from the Force. He's a hermit, everything like that.
Yeah, he runs away.
And then Rey is not the person to convince him. Everybody's like, oh my gosh, she's a Mary Sue, and she convinces Luke to... No! He doesn't go with her.
No.
And he says at the start of Last Jedi, he's like, what do you want me to do? Face the whole First Order with a laser sword? And then Yoda talks to him.
Yoda did, yep.
And that's one of the best scenes in Star Wars. That's by far the best scene in the sequels. And Yoda is like, yeah, we all failed. I failed too. Failure's good. And then Yoda's the one that fucking brings him back. And then what does he do at the end of the movie? He faces the whole First Order with a laser sword.
He does.
And he fucking saves the day. That's Luke Skywalker. And then he dies. Yeah. And it's the twin sons. Nailed it. I fucking...
Yeah, his character arc's really good.
But that's what everybody hates about Last Jedi. That's everybody's most hated thing about Last Jedi. So I really like The Last Jedi. I think that it does a lot.
Would you say that you like it for Luke's character arc mainly?
He's my favorite character in that movie.
Okay.
But I think that they nail... But that's like the main issue that everybody has. And then obviously I'm not a big fan of the Canto Bight sequence. I know that everybody hates Holdo and the switcheroo, that she's the whole time a good guy, but she wasn't telling Poe and everything like that. His last thing he did as an officer of the Resistance was decimate his own fleet to take out one ship.
He did, yeah. He kind of was just like...
So, yeah, I have no problem with her not letting him in. And, yeah, we're watching it from his perspective. So we think he's the good guy. He's an idiot. He sends Finn and Rose to a mission that had no chance of working.
Yeah, it was like a suicide mission, bro.
No chance of working.
That was like a suicide.
And he told them to do that. He told them to do that. That had no chance of working. Then why did BB-8 go with them? It doesn't make any sense.
You ever realize that like these droids just go with them wherever they go? Like they're like a lost puppy.
Yeah.
They just follow.
Yeah, but I like droids. There's a lot of cool ones.
Who's your favorite droid?
R2.
R2?
You gotta go. R2.
I have R2 in my room.
Well, let me tell... Oh, you got a big one?
No, I wish I had a huge one, bro. That'd be sick.
That'd be sick. I would love a huge one. I really like... Let me tell you, I do not like this movie, and I've gotten a lot of hate for it.
I want to hear it.
I do not like Rogue One.
Thank you. It's not good.
It's so boring.
The only thing good about it is like Vader fighting, and that's like...
The last 30 minutes, I think, are great. Once they get to the beach planet Scarif. Yep. Once they get there, I think it's a good movie. I think if that was a short film, it'd be a great Star Wars movie. You know what's the issue? There's 2 hours before that 30 minutes.
Long,
so
bro.
long, and
they
it's so
drag
boring.
it.
I don't care about any of those characters. When they're getting to Scarif,
Yeah.
Baze Malvis, who you don't even know, you won't even know his name because nobody knows any of their names. I know all of their names because I'm a fucking nerd.
Wait, say his name again.
Baze Malvis. He's the guy with the long hair with the big gun.
That the dude, he's in the movie, right?
He's in Rogue One.
Yeah, the guy that he's with the dude that's blind.
Exactly.
Yeah,
They're the two
okay.
friends. His name's Chirrut Imwe. But the first guy, Baze Malvis, he turns to Jin, the main character, the girl,
Okay.
and says, "Good luck, little sister." They haven't had a single moment of dialogue together in this whole movie. What the fuck makes him her big brother?
Her big brother.
Makes no sense. That's a bad movie. That's a really poorly written movie.
Okay.
But that movie drags. And then the last 30 minutes are great. You know why? Because they kill off all of the characters we don't care about. It's so fucking boring before we get there. I don't care about any of these guys. As soon as they start killing them is when it's finally interesting.
Yeah.
And you're right. The Vader scene is brilliant.
Oh yeah.
So I don't like Rogue One.
No. But people would say that's like a really good Star Wars movie.
I know people that say it's the best. We had Straw Hat Goofy on and he said it's his favorite.
Oh man.
It's crazy.
Wait, Andrew said that?
No, Straw Hat Goofy.
Oh, Straw Hat Goofy. I don't know who that is.
Oh, okay. He's big on TikTok.
Okay.
He
Well,
was our first guest.
Straw Hat Goofy, bro. What are you doing?
Yeah,
bro?
no.
Saying
He's
Rogue
like
One is the fucking best one.
He's like the movie guy on TikTok.
He's the
like,
movie guy.
Yeah, he's for sure the most like followed movie person, but like that's his shtick. Is he's like, I'm the movie guy.
Okay.
How are you the movie guy when you think one of the worst Star Wars movies is one of the
Best ones.
But anyway, so what? Like I was saying, I don't like Rogue One, but K2SO, the droid, is really good.
The security droid.
Yeah, but he's the friend of theirs. And
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
He's hilarious.
He is funny.
I like him.
Do you play Star Wars games? You don't play video games?
I don't.
Okay, because I was gonna say, how do you feel about Cal Kestis and Jedi Survivor and his whole?
Have you played it yet?
I've played both. I haven't beat it yet, but so far as we could see in the game, like, all right, well, we're gonna go through this. So you know who Cal Kestis is, right?
I do.
Okay, so in Fallen Order, basically, he is.
I know all the things that happened. I just didn't
Yeah.
play it.
Oh, you didn't play it?
No, I know that he
How do you feel
goes
about
and
it?
he's at the castle and Vader kills the sister and everything like that.
Yeah.
I know everything.
Okay, well,
In the first one.
yeah, in the game, it's
I
like,
haven't seen the second one yet, but I plan on it. I did hear about a major character in the second one. Do you know what I'm talking about?
in the second one.
Yeah. I'll let you say it. If you haven't gotten to it, you haven't gotten to it.
I don't think I've gotten to it, bro.
No stress.
I don't think I've
We'll
gotten
text
to
about
it.
after.
So, you know,
No stress.
once I beat the game, I got your number.
But
I'll talk
yeah,
to you.
yeah. When that's
call
happened, when
you.
I saw that on my YouTube recommended, it was like all scenes with, and I was like, what? They're in the game.
Is it Dagan Gera? Is that it?
Nope.
Okay. Because
I
he's
don't
in the
know
game.
who that is.
You don't know who Dagan Gera is?
No.
Okay, so Dagan Gera is like this guy. He's from the High Republic, and he's a Jedi Knight. He followed the Jedi Order, and he's like all about the Jedi Order and everything. And then throughout the game, we see that like so far, don't fact check me on this. You know, I might be wrong, but throughout the game, we see that he's like slowly turning to the dark side because
Oh, that's crazy.
yeah,
That's cool. I like that.
yeah, he's slowly turning to the dark side because he sees that like all the work he did for the Jedi. Like, all right, so when Order 66 happens, there's a scene like it's like a little thing you pick up. They're like echoes you sense in the game. So you use the Force and you can see the past. And we see Dagan Gera. He's at a cliff and he's like thinking like, oh, like this is great. Like, you know, we're gonna find a way to Tanalore. We're gonna go and like it's gonna be a safe haven for all Jedi and like future Jedi. And next thing you know, they look in the sky and they see like all these like Republic ships coming in because like, you know, Order 66, blah blah blah. And he's like, oh my God. And then what do? I mean, I have a reason why Dagan should be like mad because like the Jedi are like, we have to burn everything. We have to get rid of everything. We have to destroy everything. Like the order's done. And Dagan's like, no, what the fuck? And then he starts going on like a rampage because the Jedi are destroying all his work. So he's like, the Jedi are evil. Yep. And he starts killing all of these Jedi.
Damn.
And the one girl, Centauri Kree, she's in the game. She sees it and she cuts off his arm and puts him in a Bacta tank and just leaves him there. And then Cal comes along and it's like, oh, Jedi, let me open it. And he's like evil and blah, blah, blah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's like you literally see it. Like he comes out and he's fine. He's like confused. He's like, what? I like that from Survivor. That scene that they played out when you first fight Dagan Gera, I think is awesome because he comes out the Bacta tank. He's literally confused as fuck because he wakes up like this is like I'd probably say mid like around the Empire Strikes Back around that time I want to say. So he wakes up and he's like, what is going on, blah, blah, blah. Like the Jedi, the High Order, he's talking about the High Republic. And then Cal's like, it's been this long. There's no more order. Like it's all about like the Rebel Alliance, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, oh, the Jedi are evil. And then he takes his lightsaber apart. This is the coolest part. He takes his lightsaber apart and it's yellow. And then you literally see him talking about all this shit. And he's getting madder and madder. And it just turns red. And then he's like, I'm going to fucking kill you now, Cal.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's fucking sick.
It's sick, dude.
That's so sick.
It was awesome. And then
dope.
now I'm playing a game. I don't know what's going to happen. I haven't finished it yet, but I don't want to spoil it, bro.
Enjoy.
That's going to be.
No, and keep enjoying.
So how do you feel about Rise of Skywalker if we're talking about Star Wars? It's going to be a Star Wars episode.
What do you think is the worst Star Wars movie?
Mine? The worst one ever? Phantom Menace.
I disagree.
Do you think The Phantom Menace is a good movie?
No.
Okay. Do you think it's the worst Star Wars movie? All right, hang on. Let me rethink that. Because there's a lot of Star Wars movies that I'm probably keeping out.
Just mainline. Just the main 11.
Oh, the main 11?
Just the main 11. I think Phantom Menace is bottom 3, but I think it's third.
Okay. If you're talking about the main 11, because when I always say this, I do not count the last 3 like at all. Like I forget they're alive. Mm-hmm. So I'd probably say Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I did not like that movie one bit. I saw it hungover. I didn't like it.
I think it's the worst Star Wars movie by a mile.
The ending was stupid. I feel like they copied Return of the Jedi.
I think it's bad. I just think it's so bad. I think that it was such a poor decision to undo what Last Jedi did. Because whether or not you like it, you were cool with it when it happened, and that movie came out, and it happened, and you promoted the shit out of it and everything. Everybody saw The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
So don't take back everything it fucking said. And that's what they do. That's just a poor decision.
It's a horrible decision. And then that ending with the horses.
Dumb.
Who the fuck who wrote that? It's like, yeah, we're going to get on a spaceship. We're going to open a box and a bunch of horses are going to run out. And we're going to blow it up. And then Lando is coming in with like the whole rest of the resistance and what's left. And there's going to be a big fight. It's literally like copy paste of Return of the Jedi, except worse.
Do you remember the teaser trailer for Rise of Skywalker? And it was Rey flips over the TIE fighter and everything, and it's showing a couple shots.
Yeah.
And then you hear Luke say, "No one's ever really gone." And then you hear Palpatine's laugh.
Yeah. Oh, they brought back the fucking Emperor.
That was like one of the greatest teasers I've ever seen. That got me so excited, right? Then the first trailer came out.
Yeah.
And I was so ready to be blown away because every single one of the trailers for the sequels, whether you like them or not, the trailers are amazing.
Well, yeah.
And like that Last Jedi trailer is unbelievable.
Oh, yeah.
And I saw the trailer for Rise of Skywalker, and I was like, oh, this doesn't look very good. I was like, uh-oh. This doesn't look very good. Yeah, that movie's a disaster. Yeah.
I usually have a skit going on my podcast. I like shave my beard off, so now I have like these glasses on, and like I'm supposed to be like a new reformed douchebag. Is like how it goes. Like it. Yeah, well I can't see, and I'm trying to look at the camera and the thing. So yeah, fuck it.
I'll let you know. I'll wear the glasses.
You want to wear them?
Yeah, sure.
They're like Ozzy Osbourne glasses. You listen to rock music? Look at that, bro. Alex is the #1 certified douchebag.
Look at me.
You look like Ozzy Osbourne with blonde hair.
I love it. Look at this. This is nice. I like this.
You like that? H&M, man, $12.
No shit.
No shit.
Shout out H&M.
Shout out H&M, bro. So what kind of music do you like? The Star Wars soundtrack?
Yeah, John Williams got some bangers.
Bangers, bro.
Bangers. Let me tell you. Attack of the Clones is not a good movie. And Attack of the Clones,
it's not.
That romance is a disaster.
Oh, yeah.
I don't like sand.
He doesn't like sand.
It's coarse. It's rough. It's irritating. It gets everywhere. Then he touches her and he goes, "Not like you." That's so bad.
It's so bad.
But, so everybody talks about the "I don't like sand" scene. Nobody talks about the worst line in that movie because it's not "I don't like sand." The worst line in that movie is Hayden Christensen. He's almost crying and he's talking to Padme and he goes, "I wish I could just wish away my feelings."
Okay.
That's a real line in Attack of the Clones.
I can
but
wish
people
away.
have the audacity to say that that's a good movie. So that movie is terrible, and the romance is the worst part of it. That being said, Across the Stars, which is the John Williams love song, sells the romance. It's such a good song. It sells the romance. It's brilliant. John Williams is
He's killing it, man.
Oh, legend of the sport. Love him. Yeah, I don't. Unfortunately, because of my job, I don't really listen to music recreationally anymore. It like feels like work.
Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot. You told me.
Yeah.
Spotify playlist. Yeah, even fucking music. Listen to 200 songs a day.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's tough.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't really listen.
You don't have like a favorite song that's like buried deep in there behind Kang?
I really like a French pop artist. Her name is Angèle, and she's like,
wow.
Yeah, she's like I don't want to say she's like the Ariana Grande, but she's by far the biggest pop artist in France. She's from Belgium, but she makes French music. But what I like about her, she has a beautiful voice.
Okay.
The instrumentation is really, really good.
Yeah.
But she's huge, so she makes a lot of money.
Yeah.
But most importantly, I don't know what the fuck she's saying. I don't speak a word of French. And in my job, I have to listen to every fucking word. Because I can't put somebody in a playlist if they say something like terrible.
Yeah.
You know, I'd get in trouble for that.
Yes.
So it's the first time I can listen to music and not have to pay attention to the lyrics. So I love her. She's great.
Nice.
So she's my number one.
It's like me when I listen to Bad Bunny, man.
There you go.
No, I love it.
You don't speak Spanish?
Don't speak a lick of Spanish.
I speak fluent Spanish. I'm 50% Cuban.
Are you really?
Yeah. You
Wow.
wouldn't believe it, but yeah.
No way. Wow.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
girlfriend's Peruvian.
No kidding.
No.
My girlfriend's Cuban.
Hey, now you're 100% Cuban.
Oh, my kids will be.
Your kids will be 100%
No, my
Cuban.
kids will be 50 because she's 50-50 and I'm 50-50. So it's like 25 from me, 25 from her.
Okay. Recessive
So
genes
they'll
and
be
everything like that.
50-50. Yeah.
Like the midichlorians. You know.
I guess that's also dumb.
Yeah, I thought that was stupid. I like the force is like, because like they portray it as like this,
It's
like
so dumb.
it's like this thing that's around everybody, and it's
Yeah.
like, by the way, you have to have this in your blood.
Yeah, it's like little fucking organisms in your blood is really dumb.
It is really dumb.
Hey, Mom, I'm doing a podcast. Can I call you back? Just letting her know.
It's what are we at? 30 minutes?
We're
Crazy.
30 minutes in?
30 minutes in.
All right, we're doing good. Yeah, midichlorians is dumb. That's another way that
Yeah.
George Lucas doesn't
Midichlorians
understand
are really
Star Wars.
stupid.
Really stupid. Let me tell you, you don't get the Darth Plagueis scene without midichlorians, though.
What about like the recoming of life?
Yeah, where he's
yeah.
like, he was so powerful, he could influence the midichlorians to create life. That's great.
Yeah.
And you don't get that without the midichlorians. So.
Have you like read any of the Star Wars comics or anything like that? Like, have you ever gone and
Yeah,
dabbled into that?
Oh, yeah. My favorite is, it's not canon anymore, unfortunately, but it's Darth Vader in the Ghost Prison.
I've never heard of that.
Oh, it's really good.
In the Ghost Prison?
Yeah, it's really good
elaborate.
because it's a lot of characters that Anakin like put into that prison,
Okay.
and now Vader is there, and some of them know he's Vader, and some of them don't, and this and that, and it's interesting. Somebody tried to assassinate Palpatine, and so Palpatine's like injured and this and that. It's really interesting. It's kind of like a thriller, like a spy thriller.
Wow.
It reminds me, it's like Winter Soldier. It's like that kind of vibe.
It's
But
like
it's
a great
Darth
movie.
Vader, and then this other guy are like the main characters. It's really good.
Winter Soldier is a great movie.
Yeah. It's entirely from the Imperial perspective. It's really cool. I really
Cool.
like Darth Vader and the Ghost Prison. That's for sure my favorite
Okay.
Star Wars comic.
Who's your favorite Star Wars character?
Vader. Yeah.
It's mine too, man. I
I
love Darth
don't
Vader.
know how you go anybody else.
You can't. He's like the prime like candidate for evil. Like whenever you
But
think of something bad,
his like whole story is so heartbreaking.
it is.
It's really good. It's like, I will not say that the prequels are without merit. The prequels have some really brilliant stuff. There's some like little things in the prequels that I know that George Lucas had nothing to do with because he doesn't care about things like this. But fucking the battles in the prequels, like strategically and how it works and everything is brilliant. So like, we're going to get a little in depth here.
Go for it. Go for it. We got all the time in the world,
At the
man.
end of the Clone Wars,
Yeah.
you've got what are called the Outer Rim sieges, which
Okay.
is General Grievous and the Separatists are attacking all of the planets in the Outer Rim, which forces all of the Jedi to spread out obviously there's hardly any Jedi. There's thousands of Jedi. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And there's millions of clones. There are trillions of battle droids, right?
Yeah.
So it forces the Jedi to be like one Jedi per planet.
Okay.
And then with like a legion of clones per planet. So they spread out the Jedi super, super thin at the end of the Clone Wars, so that all of the forces are all super thin, so that when General Grievous attacks the capital, they attacked Coruscant, which is in the middle of the fucking galaxy.
Yeah.
Nobody is there to protect them because they're all super, super, super far away.
Yeah.
Doing the Outer Rim sieges. So then that makes sense. That's interesting. But then on top of that, it makes it so that when Order 66 happens, like 2 days later, because Revenge of the Sith happens over 3 days.
There's no loose ends.
It's one Jedi per 1,000 clones. That's brilliant. And that's such like a little thing.
Yeah, yeah.
But they talk about it in Revenge of the Sith, so I have to give some credit to George.
Okay.
Right? Because he's like, oh, I thought we'd never come back from the Outer Rim sieges. Like, Anakin says that to Padme. Like, so he knew at least a little bit. Now, they really explore that in Clone Wars. And it's just brilliant. That's brilliant.
Like the animated series, are you talking about the Clone Wars?
Great series.
Great series.
Yeah. The last 4 episodes, there's very few things that I consider S-tier Star Wars. Like the best of the best Star Wars.
Yeah.
New Hope and Empire, obviously.
Yes.
And I don't think Clone Wars, the show, is in that. There's a lot of filler. That series,
yes, that is.
That series is long. And for every Umbara arc that you get, which, by the way, great arc. The clones in Vietnam, which is what Umbara is brilliant. It's a great arc. But for every arc like that, you get an arc about Jar Jar Binks and his girlfriend.
Yes.
Like really bad shit. There's some really dumb, stupid shit in Clone Wars. But the last 4 episodes, the Siege of Mandalore, which some people consider its own thing because it has a different intro from the rest of the Clone Wars. Mm-hmm. It has that red intro instead of the yellow one.
Yeah.
And then it only does the flashback like with Admiral Yularen narrating. They only do that in the first episode, and then the next 3 episodes they don't do it. And that thing is 2 hours. The Siege of Mandalore arc is 2 hours. So some people consider it its own Star Wars movie. If you consider that your own Star Wars movie, it's up there in S tier with New Hope and Empire. Brilliant. And how it happens at the same time as Revenge of the Sith and everything.
Yeah.
And you literally, Anakin killed Count Dooku yesterday. Oh my gosh. Brilliant. Oh, I love it. And then you see Order 66. It's brilliant. The last 4 episodes of Clone Wars are excellent.
They're amazing.
Andor. I think Andor is S tier Star Wars.
You think Andor is S tier Star Wars?
Yep. I think it's the best thing Disney has ever.
It's like a dark twist on a lot of the because when you think of Star Wars, you kind of think of like, space battles, lightsabers, blah blah blah. Like, if you're like a pleb to Star Wars, that's like what you think. You don't really care about like the story and stuff. But like when you listen to Andor, like it's really dark. Like this opening scene is like he's trying to find out like where his sister is, right? Isn't that it? And then he runs out and he sees like these 2 guys chase him. He just kills them like in cold blood.
Yep.
Like that's nothing a kid would watch. It's like meant for us.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. Oh, it's brilliant. And then the whole prison break sequence is the best arc in Star Wars.
So how do you feel about The Mandalorian?
Are you asking me as a whole or season 3?
As a whole.
I love season 1.
Yes.
Oh, I just love season 1.
Season 1's amazing.
And guess what? I love season 2.
Yes.
I think season 2's so great. Now let me tell you. The second episode of season 2 is the worst episode of the whole show.
Is that the one when they got to go like at the eggs, right?
Yes, and the
that
big spider.
It was stupid.
Stupid. And episode 1 of season 2 was also bad. But season 2 gets really kicked into high gear once you get to like episode 3. You introduce Bo-Katan and everything like that, and then he's got to go get Ahsoka and this and that. The Ahsoka episode's really cool.
Yeah.
Episode 6 is the best episode of that season. It's better than the last episode. Episode 6, where they reintroduce Boba Fett, and he's a fucking badass, and he's killing everybody and shit.
Yeah.
Amazing. And then obviously, I love episode 7, the Bill Burr episode, where they go to the Imperial, and you get the Imperial guy who's a Southerner, which I love. The Imperial officers, I love them so much, kind of irrationally. Like, just a guy that's going fire the cannons. But the southern one is so interesting because forever they've only been British, and this guy's southern. He's like, we've outlasted them, son. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
So I actually really like episode 7, and then episode 8, obviously Luke Skywalker and everything. That's amazing.
That was awesome.
Right? It's one of the best episodes of the show. And then season 3, a lot of people really hate it. I think it's fun.
Yeah, it's different.
It's fine. It's fun.
Yeah, it's not
like I don't like people that are hating on it. Oh my gosh, there's so much filler. They're the same people that love Clone Wars. Bro, Clone Wars is all filler.
It is.
Like
Star Wars One Piece.
Exactly, right? Like Star Wars is filled with filler.
Yeah.
Get over it.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the Star Wars shows have like major filler. I think Andor's the only one that doesn't have filler.
No, that's like straight to the point.
And that's because Andor has just too many characters with too many interesting plot lines to have filler. I think that Andor, Cassian himself, is the worst character in Andor.
The dude that looks like Pedro Pascal a little bit?
Exactly.
Yeah.
The main character. I think that he's like the least compelling character because Mon Mothma in that show is the best character. Her giving up, like her funding the rebellion.
Yeah.
And having to like sacrifice her family for that shit and everything is fascinating. And then I fucking love Stellan Skarsgård's character, the older guy.
Yeah.
That's also the shop owner is brilliant. I could talk all day about Andor. We should probably move on.
Yeah, we should move on because I wanted to talk about how do you feel about the Tales of the Old Republic?
Tales of the Jedi.
Tales of the Jedi.
I loved it.
I thought it was awesome.
I loved it.
You see Star Killer at the end?
Yep.
I was waiting for that. That's great. Take me back to the Force Unleashed video games.
You're talking about something different than I am.
I'm talking about Star Killer. The guy when at the end of the whole thing, when Ahsoka fights at the end of that, she's like working on the farm. That guy shows up. That's Star Killer.
Really?
That's what I think from the video games.
With the mask?
Yeah, because that's a costume you can get in the game.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was.
You know the game I'm talking
Star
about?
Killer. Of course, Force Unleashed.
Okay.
That's a game I played.
Yeah. All right. The first one's good. Second one's just mid.
Proxy,
Mid.
the robot that can transform like shapeshift
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
thing. One of my favorite droids. We were just talking about droids.
He's
Proxy's
cool.
a great droid.
He's cool.
Proxy's a great droid. But yeah, so yes, I didn't think that was Star Killer.
No, that
That's
was
really interesting.
Yeah.
Definitely inspired. That's really dope.
Yeah. I just blew your mind a little bit.
That's really dope. I love Tales of the Jedi.
Yeah.
Let me tell you that it's not S tier Star Wars. It's at the top of A tier. It's better than Clone Wars and it's better than Mando.
Yeah, because there's not a lot of filler.
There's no filler. It's only the first episode. The first episode
Yeah.
is bad with Baby Ahsoka and the animal, and everything else is amazing.
Yeah, we see like young Dooku.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Him training Qui-Gon and then Qui-Gon having to hold him back and you kind of see him on the edge.
Yes.
And then you see his disagreements with Mace Windu in the next episode. And then you see him just full on kill Yaddle in the next episode.
Yep.
Is great.
Yes. He just completely hit the switch button.
So good. And then the Ahsoka stuff. The training episode where you see how she's been training against these clones forever. And then at the end of the episode, you hear Rex and he's like, let's hope this training works out.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, because that was at the end
Order
of the
66. Yeah.
she did that.
Amazing. And then you see her at Padme's funeral.
Oh,
Ah!
the connections.
So good.
Deep.
So good. I
was-
loved Tales of Jedi.
I thought it was
I'm
awesome.
so glad it got greenlit for season 2.
It did. I'm excited.
Yeah, me too.
I'm so excited for that.
You a Marvel guy?
Oh, I love Marvel.
What's your favorite?
My favorite Marvel movie
Yep.
ever created.
Yeah, give me MCU and then give me non-MCU.
My favorite MCU movie, it has to be the original Iron Man.
Okay.
I really like that movie.
Yeah.
It's my favorite MCU movie.
Yeah, that's a good pick.
Okay. If we're talking about Marvel movies all around, my favorite superhero, I'll just say it right now, is Spider-Man.
Yep.
Okay. Like,
Yep, he's mine too.
that's like who I've seen.
Mm-hmm.
So, my favorite all around like Marvel movie, since I love Spider-Man so much, is No Way Home. Just because we got all of them in one film, and it was just so like nostalgic and like perfect and everything like that. Because like I get it, bro. Like you can look back and be like, oh, Tobey Maguire's series and like the character arc with Tobey, or I mean with Peter Parker, as you know, in that series is good. And then you have what was it, Andrew Garfield. You have his character arc, and then we have Tom Holland, who just got, I think he got greenlit for those other Spider-Man movies because they're restarting all of them. So
I do not think there is a live-action Spider-Man movie better than No Way Home. I agree with you.
Yes, No Way Home's amazing.
I think it's phenomenal. It's my girlfriend's favorite superhero movie of all time.
I think my
It's
girlfriend
not
likes
her
that movie
favorite
too.
superhero project. She prefers WandaVision. WandaVision's her favorite superhero
Oh,
project of all
my
time.
God, dude, my girlfriend loves that show.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
Yeah, mine too. I also love WandaVision though. I really enjoyed it. Did
yeah.
you enjoy it?
I enjoyed it. I liked everything about it.
I liked everything. How fun was it to watch week to week?
It was like everything was
so
different.
fun.
Interesting.
Yeah, I really like WandaVision. I have a hot take.
White
this
Vision.
is something I've shared before, but I think WandaVision's better than Endgame.
Better than Endgame.
Mm-hmm.
I can agree with you on that.
Yeah,
Endgame was kind of like, if you compare Infinity War to Endgame.
Infinity War's so much better.
Thank you,
Infinity
bro.
War, I think, is the best MCU movie.
Yeah, I would give you that. That's a good pick.
Yeah.
But like, it's me because like I have personal biases about shit. So like when I see Spider-Man, like that's
Look, Infinity War has plenty of Spider-Man.
yep.
Civil War is my second place. That's when they introduced MCU Spider-Man.
Tom Holland. Yep.
And then No Way Home's my third favorite. I'm with you.
Oh yeah.
For the MCU,
Okay.
not Marvel. I will say I think that the best Marvel movie of all time,
Best Marvel movie of all time from Alex. Here you go, folks. Here we go.
Spider-Verse.
Spider-Verse. Into the Spider-Verse.
Yep.
The first original one.
Yep.
I like it.
Oh, I haven't seen the second one. We'll see if the second one's great. I'm sure it will be.
I'm sure it will be. They just confirmed what is it, Spider-Man 2099 in it? Yeah.
Yeah, of course. He's the villain.
Yep. So that's gonna be interesting.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for that.
I'm excited.
I like the pork one, the ham dude, Spider-Man.
Yeah, Spider-Ham.
He's my favorite.
Yeah, he's good. I like Spider-Man Noir.
Oh,
Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas
the black and white
Cage.
one.
Do you think Nicolas Cage is a shitty actor?
Yeah.
No, he's not. And everyone thinks he's a shitty actor.
No.
A lot of people think that.
He overacts a bit, but he's great.
Yeah.
I love him.
Did you like him in Ghost Rider?
No, he was a bit much.
Okay.
Did you see Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent?
Everybody says to see that movie, and
It's
I
good.
always want to see it, and I keep forgetting.
It's good. They have it on, I don't know how much you fly. They have it on JetBlue.
They have it on JetBlue.
Yeah, so watch it on JetBlue.
Watch it on JetBlue.
I just watched it on JetBlue a couple months ago. It was great. It was
Nice.
so fun.
I watched on a movie on a plane. It was the one. What the fuck is it? The one with Matt Damon and or Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio. Hollywood something.
Oh, yeah, Once Upon a Time in
Once
Hollywood.
Upon Hollywood.
What'd you think?
I love that movie. I
it's
thought
a good movie.
It was a great movie.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
The end when he fucking flames the chick with the
Yeah,
flamethrower. Awesome.
Yep.
The dog
Yep.
grabbing people's
Great.
nuts. Can we talk about Andrew's favorite movies?
Yeah. Avengers followed by The Greatest Showman.
I've never met you, Andrew, but after he told me that, I don't know what to say.
You're not the only person that says that.
You know.
He obviously the internet roasted him for it, but like the most popular thing was to duet it, like stitch it. So it would show, what's your favorite film of all time? Mine's The Avengers followed by The Greatest Showman. And then it would cut to somebody and it would go, what's your favorite food of all time? My favorite is the string in a hoodie followed by Brussels sprouts. like it would be stuff like that. It would be like,
man, that's funny.
what's your favorite song of all time? Mine would be Happy by Pharrell Williams, followed by Nails on a Chalkboard. Like it was shit like that.
That's so funny.
There's a bunch of them. Yeah. Like, there were a bunch of them that were really fucking funny.
Oh man,
Yeah.
The Greatest Showman. Do you think Hugh Jackman played a good Wolverine?
Yes,
Amazing Wolverine.
he's spectacular. No, I will say I wish he was short.
You wish he was shorter?
Yeah.
Why do you say that?
In the comics, he's 5'2", and it's like a big part of his character. And in the movie, Hugh Jackman in real life is like 6'2".
No way. In the comics, Wolverine's 5'2".
Yeah, he's like a midget.
I didn't know.
He's
that.
not a midget, but like he's really, really short. Like he's
Okay.
like, and it's part of his character.
Nice.
Like it's a big deal for him.
Well,
It's
yeah,
how short
because
he
it's
is.
Wolverine. You know, Wolverines aren't that big.
I really like that he's short, and so I really hope they make
What's
somebody.
your favorite X-Men as a Wolverine?
I'm a big Nightcrawler guy.
You like Nightcrawler? That's a nice pick. He's my second favorite because my first is Wolverine.
Yeah, no, that's a good pick. Wolverine might be my favorite. He's like a de facto. I know he doesn't count, but Magneto I think is the best Marvel villain.
Magneto is batshit crazy.
I think it's so brilliant that he's a Holocaust survivor and everything, and
Yeah.
it's like he hates regular humans for like the same reasons that like a Jewish person would hate a Nazi.
Yeah,
I think that's so brilliant.
it's so smart.
It's such good writing. It's unfortunate. I have no idea how they're going to do it in the MCU.
No, they're. Can we talk about the future of the MCU?
Sure.
Is that like a thing that you would want to go down?
Yeah, sure.
Fuck yeah, let's go. We're detouring from Star Wars. Everyone got their Star Wars full.
No,
So
they got plenty. They got 30 minutes of
they
it.
got 30 minutes of Star Wars. So let's talk about MCU. So right now, obviously, right now as we're speaking, we have not seen Guardians of the Galaxy, so we do not know what happens at the end of that. But so far, at the end, I'm thinking that You know, they're gonna go into this like Kang, the Conqueror shit. You know, they're gonna fight him, and then they're also gonna have Secret Wars set up. And then after those two main Avengers movies, I feel like years and years down, like the next thing they're gonna introduce Doctor Doom and like his castle, because they can't introduce him in the new Fantastic Four movie coming up. I'm sorry, it's just too given.
I agree.
You know,
I'm a big Fantastic Four guy. Growing up, my favorite comics were Superman and Fantastic Four.
Okay.
I'm a big Fantastic. Unfortunately, they've done both of those characters terribly in live action. But I will say I agree with you. I don't want them. I want them to do Mole Man as the villain of the Fantastic Four movie.
Mole Man?
Yeah. Do like a hilariously obscure character.
Okay.
Like, do not make it Galactus. Do not make it the Silver Surfer. Do not make it Doctor Doom.
Okay, so how do you feel about the end credit scene of Quantumania when you see all the Kangs?
I loved it.
And then you see Rama Tut. Apparently Rama Tut's like a huge Fantastic Four villain.
Yeah, but not really.
Okay.
There's so many others. But yeah, you do see Ramatut. I loved the two end credit scenes of Quantumania. Let me tell you, if the last end credit scene with Loki and Mobius
Yes.
was the whole movie, I would have given that movie 10 out of 10. That end credit scene is awesome.
It gives you like chills.
It's awesome.
It gives you chills.
It's awesome. And the end credit scene with all the Kangs was great. And
Oh, yeah.
they created that one panel and everything. It was great. I fucking loved those after credit scenes, and I did predict them.
You predicted them?
Yeah, there's a clip from episode 1 of the podcast.
It's like the guru right here.
Which we filmed in early January. I think we filmed it on like January 9th or something.
Yeah.
And it came out like the January 23rd or something, so a little bit later, but still months before the movie. And I just straight up said, I was like, I think they're going to kill Kang in Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. And then I think in the end credit scene, there's going to be 1 million of them. I just straight up say that.
Yeah.
Like word for word. And I nailed it.
You nailed it. We're talking about Loki. I see the Miss Minutes Funko Pop in the bag.
I am a huge Loki fan. It was by far my favorite show.
It's a great show. That's like a great
I
thing. It's
fucking
awesome.
Loved.
It's amazing.
And Loki is probably my favorite MCU character.
That's a great character to pick.
Loved Loki, and I loved Miss Minutes. I think Miss Minutes is such an interesting character. She's like not a comics character. Like she's not in the comics. And it's so interesting that they created a new character, and she's so distinct.
Yeah.
Tara Strong, the voice, does that brilliant Southern accent.
Mm-hmm.
Well, hello there. Like,
Yeah.
it's so good. And like in the last episode with the jump scare with Miss Minutes is incredible. Like they made her like fun and cutesy in the first couple episodes and like funny and used her for jokes. And as the series goes on, she becomes like creepier and scarier and creepier and scarier.
Creepier and scarier.
I love her. I can't wait to see more of her. By far, like my favorite.
I like the character arc of Loki in that whole series because he comes in. That's right after the first Avengers. You know, when he lost and in the Endgame, we got it. He picked up the Tesseract and then he poured it out to like the desert, and then he goes into this TVA and they portray him as like a villain because like in the comics he technically is, and then he goes through the TVA and then he's stuck with the fuck's the dude's name, Mobius, right? Oh, yeah, he's stuck with him, and then like he's using him to track down another killer that's like him, and it's like his variant. And like as the whole series goes on, you see him starting to change into like this person that's like not about being conquering and shit like that, because he wants to be like on the top of the world. He wants to be on a pedestal, and he's going through it and he's like changing. He's like, you know what, maybe I'm wrong, because like the whole TVA is like a fucking scam. They found that out. It's like the biggest fuck you ever. And then at the end we see, Kang. At the time it was called what, the man at the end or whatever the fuck they called it. I forget. And then
He Who Remains.
He Who Remains, that's it. And he goes through it, and then Sylvie kills He Who Remains, and then she starts all these incursions and shit. And
I love it.
awesome. It's I love the character arc.
I loved Loki.
And then he literally sees himself die from Thanos. Like you see, like how fucking like traumatizing that is to see yourself like this is your future, and this is how you die. You get fucking choked out by Grimace.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that movie. I mean, I love that
show.
Yeah, I really like Loki. I'm excited for the future of the MCU, to be honest. I wasn't. Then I saw Quantumania, and then I really wasn't. And then I saw the after credit scenes of Quantumania, and I was like, you know what? They probably know.
We'll give it a shot.
I don't think that any of the Ant-Man movies are that good. Like I think Ant-Man 1 is fun and it's great and whatever. Yeah. Ant-Man 2, a lot of people dislike. I think it gets too much hate. But like
you don't see enough of the
Ant-Man 3 wasn't going to be a masterpiece. Like no matter what, you know what I'm saying?
But yeah, no, like that's the thing now.
Like, people are like so mad about Quantumania. That movie wasn't going to be great.
Well, you got to think about it like this, man. A lot of people, like, I can get why people are like going in with high expectations because, like, you have Infinity War, you have Endgame, you have Spider-Man: No Way Home. Those are like the three main movies that like a lot of just people enjoyed. So when they see Marvel and they rewatch these movies like religiously, like if you're like a little kid or whatever, then you love Marvel and you like that's the one where you see all of your heroes together. And then you go see like Eternals, and then like the kids like, what the fuck is this? They don't know, they don't understand.
I quite liked Eternals.
You liked Eternals? I thought it was good, but it wasn't like my favorite.
It's kind of mid.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of
But
mid.
like, I liked it a whole lot more than everybody else.
Why is
I
that?
think I'd give it like a 6 out of 10.
I like the end credit scene because they introduced Blade,
Yes.
and that's what I'm fucking excited for.
I think both end credit scenes for Eternals are awesome. The one with Harry Styles, I jumped up in my theater and started cheering.
Oh,
Would you like to know why?
why?
I'm not a Harry Styles fan,
Okay.
but I'm a big Star Fox fan. And Star Fox is that character. In that movie, though, they don't call him Star Fox. They call him Eros, which is like his real name, technically.
Okay.
But in the comics, his power,
It's to make girls horny.
he makes girls fall in love with him.
Yeah.
Just by looking at him. And it's really interesting. I love his character. Other than like he flies and he shoots lasers out of his eyes and he has like regular Superman powers, but then he also, girls fall in love with him.
Yeah.
And
They picked a great character for that, like a great actor.
so that's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
So in the comics, he just got Me Too'd.
He got Me Too'd?
He got canceled. He had to
Okay.
go to court and everything because women in the comics were claiming that it was sexual assault,
Okay.
that they were falling in love with him without
Ooh.
their consent.
Okay. I like where this is heading.
Right? So I thought,
Ooh.
when that comic came out, I was devastated. Because
Yes.
I was like, they're never going to do him in the MCU now
No.
because they're going to be too scared. But my dream casting always was Zac Efron. I always wanted a heartthrob, somebody that many, many, many women are in love with
Yeah.
just because they're hot.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. Harry Styles.
Harry Styles.
I was on my feet in the theater clapping.
Clapping.
Yeah, I was so happy. It was an empty theater.
Well, I mean,
But I was like, I wasn't disturbing anybody, but I was like, what the I was so happy. I was like, because I saw that movie a couple weeks after it came out. I didn't see it opening day.
yeah, I didn't see it opening day either.
Yeah,
I saw Endgame opening day
of course.
and Infinity War
Of course.
and Spider-Man: No Way Home.
Of course.
You know, and we got all the reactions. You know, everyone jumping in the theater, fucking going
Of
ham,
course.
ape shit. You know,
Of course. How
crazy.
great is that scene when they introduce when all the Spider-Men come through the
Dude.
portal and everything? How crazy was your theater going?
I was literally like, because I saw Ned with the sling ring. They went ape shit, but like, I'm just gonna tell you how like my reaction was.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I saw him with the sling ring, and he's like Peter Parker, and then we see the Spider-Man in the shadow, right? And like, you can tell by the eyes that it's not Tom Holland, and I'm like,
It's the big eyes.
I'm like, oh no way, bro!
I knew it immediately.
I was like, fuck yeah, like it's Andrew, and then like it comes, it's Andrew, and he does it again, and I'm like, I was like kind of like this. I'm like, I don't know if they're gonna bring back Toby. I was like,
you're not bringing back Andrew,
and then bringing back Toby.
Toby.
But like there's something in my head that's like, dude, if they don't bring him back, I'm like disbanding Marvel. Like I'm done, because like that would be like the biggest fuck you to the fans. And then you just see fucking like this dad of a Spider-Man
Yep.
walk through the portal, and I'm like
Amazing.
clapping, freaking out.
When
I saw it 3 times.
when it opened, the movie opened, and you're dealing with the start of that movie and everything, and then you deal with the legal trouble, and you see the cane, and then Matt Murdock.
Oh my god.
When that happened, my theater went nuts, and when that happened, I like had the moment in my head where I was like, oh, we're in good hands. They're gonna do everything right.
We're in good
They're
hands.
gonna do.
You like
everything right.
Daredevil? Like, did you enjoy the series?
If you consider Daredevil MCU, which I do not, I think it's a different universe.
It's not.
Yeah, I agree. So if you consider Daredevil MCU, not only is it the best show,
Mm-hmm.
but it is the best thing. I think it's better than Infinity War. I think that season 1 and season 3 of Daredevil are perfect 10 out of 10 television.
You didn't like season 2?
Season 2, I would give like a 6 out of 10. I think
Really?
season 2 is a huge drop off.
You didn't like the Punisher and all that?
Punisher is great.
Okay.
Unfortunately, Punisher is like 20% of that season. And 50% of that season is the weird zombie plot with Elektra.
Yeah. I didn't like that.
Really dumb.
Yeah.
Really dumb. There's a lot of bad stuff in that season.
Mm-hmm.
But there's some good stuff. I'm not saying it's bad. It's a 6 out of 10. But Yeah, fucking season 1, 10 out of 10. Season 3, 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Just brilliant. And it's unbelievable because season 3 starts off so slow, and then it just becomes the best season of television.
It picks up after the fucking Defenders when the building fell on him.
Exactly. So he's like all injured and he's in the church and everything.
Yep.
He's getting better. But as soon as Bullseye comes into that show, you're just like, oh, this is the best thing ever.
His number one nemesis.
Yeah. Yeah.
How do you feel about the Defenders?
I didn't watch it.
You're not missing much, man.
I heard that.
It's not good.
That's what because it's more of the zombie plot.
Yeah. It was so bad.
Yeah.
It was so bad.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're at an hour. We're going to finish the podcast.
Yep.
Shout out to Alex for coming on, man. Check out the Escape.
For coming out the way.
Oh, no problem, man. I wouldn't miss it for the world. I didn't even know you're from Broward, bro.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So make sure you guys check out
baby.
the Escape. Check out the Escape podcast with him and Andrew.
Escape Pod Podcast on all platforms. Thank you so much for checking us out. And thank you so much for loving and or hating me if you feel any sort of way about me. And if you're indifferent, I hate you.
Okay, that's nice.
Like and subscribe.
Yes, like and subscribe to my channel. Like, subscribe to Salami Loop. Check out the Salami Talk podcast. Check out my Are They Mids, my project mids. And we're going to end the podcast the same way I always end it. You're going to look in that camera, say one word or phrase, and it's going to end the podcast.
Okay. Jimmy Butler, MVP.